is our image we render inside the Photoshop. The reason why I like to post-process in Photoshop, it is on saving some time and add the final touches. Example, the clouds we add even a little bit, but it took about 2 hours to render, which is actually a little bit over 2 hours, and mostly because the atmosphere and cloud volumetric rendering. And if I add some low clouds, like right here with some fog effect inside the view, it may take even longer to render. In some cases, in animation it's necessary, but on a still image like this, you can always use additional brushes to add those effects. And it's what we're going to do right now. So to create the brushes layer, I'm going to create new layer. We'll go select the brush tool. Okay, let's reduce size. And I'm going to use a soft edge brush with opacity of the 10. This is a generic tool what we're going to use to create shadows. So on our layer 1, I want to go to fill up with 50% gray and set to soft light. So now we'll go using right here the black color, 10%. And you can notice when we start kind of painting almost over, and I'm using bracket key to increase decrease my tool, you can see I can add a little bit dark, or with a white color, a little bit highlights. So this technique is called dodge and burn, and this has helped me to add maybe some little bit more details. Actually, let's go right here, X, we'll go black, and just leave it right here, add a little bit depth to our image, as well a little bit creating kind of framing slightly. We'll probably come back after to add a little bit more on dodge and burn, but overall right here you can see how it's creating just a little bit darker closer to the edge right here. So let's create a new layer, and this is we call dodge and burn. Let's go, this one will be our clouds. Okay, and as a clouds, I'm going to use it white color, and we'll go use it 100%. And I'm going to use it a brushes. You can download it, the brushes from the web if you search. I'm using around brushes, and I purchased them from Dust 3D, so you can go purchase right there. This is very useful brushes, and you can see you can create and just add additional fog. Many times what's happening right here is white color, and you can see it's kind of pop up a little bit too strong. So we can hold it, Alt key to select color picker, and pick color just of these clouds on the back, like right here. So now when we click, our color will be matching our background color, so it will work very well together. So let's go ahead, add a few clouds, and many times I will be changing, decreasing slightly down, and maybe add a little bit smoky look. You can add a little bit stronger clouds if you wanted. I'm going to decrease, add a little bit on the edges. Make smaller, and just, let like right here. Okay, so we can add effect. If this effect is too strong, you can always switch from normal to soft light, which you can see is kind of minimized. And many times what I do, I create several different layers. Actually, this probably will be dust. Let's go call this dust as well. And we'll call this dust full. So this one is soft light, this will be normal, and what's happening between all, I just create a soft line, and I will just after go with a kind of full power almost, and add a little bit more. So it just helps to combine this effect. Okay, we also, how I mentioned before, we can create the clouds. Okay, with the clouds, I actually want to use it white color. Okay, and we're going to select some cloud layer. So as example, let's go to maybe use some of this. Yeah, that will be work good, and we can add a little bit right top. We want to switch this to soft light, and same effect you can just take a little bit on a fill or opacity down, but you can see we kind of start adding a little bit more character to this. Okay, same right here. Maybe increase a little bit size. Just add more natural noise to this. So you can create as many layers as you want. The next, what I want to do, I want to add some color correction and bring a little bit more details. You can always simulate as a HDRI look by creating new layer and going work with this layer as a convert to black and white. Okay, and when we convert in black and white, I want to add a little bit more contrast or kind of playing with the color, so we can bring red up and down, and you can see how it's affect. The white color, light color, when we start using soft light for this, will be more wash out and brightness, and darker obviously will have a little bit more black to this. So you kind of start playing between them, and I'm trying to add, like, bring more details out. This is our sky, so let's even make sky darker. Okay, bring a little bit more effect to this. We'll click OK. Right now it's a very high contrast. If we apply soft light, it will be a little bit too contrasty for me, so I need it bring a little bit more flatten range. So in this case, I'm going to use shadow and highlight, and I'm going to, you can see, kind of flatten a little bit values, the difference between them as well. It's add always bring details, so we'll click OK and switch to the soft light. You can see how much details now bring in. It's more HDRI, somewhat simulated look. I'm not necessarily want to use all of this, so I can just bring maybe a little bit up. And I don't like how it's bring details right here where I want to have it more softness. So for this, we're going to use a mask, add layer mask, switch to the soft tool, and we'll switch opacity to the 10% or less. Okay, we'll go to probably just decrease size, and we can start painting around this area where we don't want effect applied. So you can see on a mask, press Alt and click, so you can preview mask or just even paint inside the mask, and you can see how it's happening. So I'm just masking out this area. Okay, let's click Alt again to remove some of this contrast and leave it contrast more on top of the sky. So let's do one more thing, add additional softness to this. And it's what softness happen when it's dust in the air. Even we bring kind of sharpness. Now I want to reduce some of this sharpness. And it's just another technique. So what are we going to do with this? We're going to filter, blur, and we're going to use engagement blur for this. So the engagement blur, let's bring just slightly, maybe about 2-3 pixels for this resolution, and switch to the screen. You can see how it's softer now. Apply this sliding. So again, we can bring just slightly up, not too much because I don't want to overwhelm. But it's add this glowing softness kind of effect. Okay, now let's go apply the overall color correction filter. And you can do this by using curves, or I'm going to use it filter forge. So Control Shift Alt E to take all these layers and combine together. So I'll call this reference. And next we'll go filter, filter forge, and we're going ahead and open filter forge. Here's a preset, and I'm going to use the phototone that I created filter. You can re-download it, this filter. However, filter forge is pay application, but 30 days trial available, as well as different versions, and they often have it on sale. So I'm going just to use some of my presets. I'm going through all of them. All what presets does, it's take channels, separated them, and combine with color correction. If you're interested how it works, you can check tutorials online where I created this filter, or you can always in professional click on edit filter, and you can preview inside here how this filter works and what it does. But we won't go in these details, just overall tell you you can do exactly the same with the curves inside of Photoshop. This is just to save time for me. So let me go look where we have it, and I think I'm kind of maybe even going like this color. Now we can go inside individual settings. Let's see if we bring in a little bit more saturation. Kind of almost create postcard look. And I do like more work with kind of illustration look. It's what kind of attract me, so I'm going to do also cycling, maybe a little bit warmer like this. Another one colder. Yeah, we'll go just slightly back. Here we can increase the redness. Let's pop up blue higher, and let's see on a green. So we got magenta. I think just a little bit. So you can see you can adjust very color variation. So when we're done, we'll go ahead, click apply, and this will take this filter and apply it over. When this filter applied, you can always use the opacity. Right here we have our colors adjustments. I maybe want to add a little bit slightly more to the blue if you want to the sky. I don't know. In this case, you always can use it additional masks. So for example, you can have it color balance or curves, take any of them. So let's go with the example as color balance at this. We'll go with the side highlight, and we can put it a little bit more bluish. Ignore everything except just look on the sky if it's match what you want to do with your sky. So same as mid-tones, we can bring a little bit more cyanish, and look on the shadows as well. We just make a little bit different on the shadows. Just bring this way. So Control I to inverse this mask. Again, we'll take our pen tool, and you can paint in with the white color. Just touch up slightly some areas, like right here. So you can slightly see we apply a little bit more blue. Again, I'm not necessarily like it. I think the sandy look kind of look good. So I'm going to delete this layer. And to rest things, I want to add some frame around, kind of mask. I'm going to create curves for this. Go darker, select right here, select frame around. This is edge, it's what will be our frame. Hold down and fill up inside with the black. So you can see we have it our frame and we're masking. The reason why to do this is because now I can go inside the feathers and set vignetting as I want it. Of course, we want to switch this to the soft light. That will give you best result. And you can see right here we're creating kind of old, almost like postcard look for our desert. Thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. And please remember, visit us on the web is www.geekatplay.com for more tutorials.